I just spent an entire month traveling through Spain and Portugal with one carry-on backpack. One bag travel takes a little prep, but once you nail a setup that works, you won't want to go back. This one bag holds everything I need for clothes, essentials, and remote work, and it enabled me to easily handle cobblestones, stairs, trains, and even run fast enough to catch my 2-year-old daughter. So in this video, I'll walk you through what I packed and why. I'll talk you through some of the new gear I tested for this trip with my honest thoughts, and then at the end, I'll show you how I actually pack it all. But before we dive in, little disclaimer. I'm gonna mention several specific pieces of travel gear by name in this video. Some of you are gonna love that because maybe you're looking for something similar. Some of you are gonna hate that because you think I'm just trying to sell you something. Please know that unless otherwise specified, most of the gear I'm gonna show you will have a substitute or an alternative. Assume if I brought something with me, it was either to test it or because I've already tested it and I love it. So in terms of what I packed, there's really 5 categories: the bag, clothing, toiletries, tech, and miscellaneous. In regards to the bag, I brought what I consider the best backpack for one bag travel, the Air Travel Pack 3. It's a 35-liter bag, which is the sweet spot really for carry-on travel. A little too big to be a personal item, although you could cram it under the seat in front of you if you have to. I've had to in the past. It packs really well with a clamshell main compartment. It's got a separate tech area with a suspended laptop sleeve, and I really like this soft-lined, quick access pocket up top. It's made of some really high-quality materials: 1680D Cordura nylon, YKK zippers, Duraflex hardware. So it's built like a tank, but as you can see, it's got kind of a minimal aesthetic. Now, if this isn't exactly your style and you want to know some other options, we've made plenty of backpack and roller luggage comparison videos to help you choose the best option, and I'll link those below. So in terms of what went into the bag, you're looking at everything I packed right here. As you can tell, everything is organized into some type of pouch. Doing this helps keeps my items organized, kitted together, and quickly accessible. Nothing's loose and just floating around in my bag. Let's start with clothing. This is my main clothing cube. Inside, I've got 5 shirts, 2 crew necks, a collared shirt, and then a long and short-sleeved button-up. These are a mix of brands. I've got a crew neck and the collared shirt, both by Cut. This long sleeve button up and this short sleeve crew neck are by Unbound Merino. And then this short sleeve button up is by Lululemon. In terms of bottoms, I've got these shorts and a pair of nicer pants for like a nice dinner. Now, I think these numbers are pretty close to what just about anybody can work with, but the exact items that you choose are totally up to you. Some principles to consider when choosing what you'll take with you. Planning to dress in layers allows you to pack less and save space by avoiding bulky items. Prioritize items that are lightweight, wrinkle resistant, and dry pretty quick, and it should all work together pretty well. Also, staying in a place or two that allows you to do laundry while you travel makes all of this very easy. And I know somebody watching this is gonna go, "Laundry? I'm on holiday." This person's British, I guess. You do you, right? But when you only bring very few items, it doesn't take long at all to throw a few things in on a quick cycle at night and then hang them up to dry. I never regret booking a place where we have the option to do laundry if we need to. Now, one of my biggest regrets from this trip is not taking a little more time to brush up on the local language ahead of time. I've been to Spain 5 or 6 times, so I remembered things like how to ask for the check or order tap water, just a few survival phrases. But there were definitely moments where knowing more would have made things smoother and less awkward. And we actually ordered so much that they cut us off. They were like, "You've probably ordered enough." And that's why I recommend Rosetta Stone. Their lessons are built for real-world conversations, and they even equip you with contextually helpful phrase books for real situations like ordering food, asking for directions, and checking into your hotel instead of games and random vocab lists. But you can also go way beyond the basics. No matter how you learn best, they've got you covered. If you're visual, they have image-based lessons. If you prefer audio, there's listening and pronunciation exercises. Personally, I'm a speaking and listening kind of guy, so I really like the True Accent tool. I like that I can hear how something should be pronounced say it myself, and then get real-time feedback on that pronunciation. I like that the lessons are short and flexible, and you can do them on app or desktop, so you can really fit them into any schedule. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen for over 60% off an unlimited lifetime subscription to Rosetta Stone, and you'll get access to all 25 languages forever. Big thanks to Rosetta Stone for sponsoring today's video. All right, then I've got just a couple other special use things that aren't really part of the capsule wardrobe, if you will. In other words, they aren't meant to be mixed and matched with other things. Workout clothes, this running shirt and running shorts that could also double as swim trunks, and then lounging around the house clothes. Lined shorts that I sleep in, this super soft tee, and then these joggers for lounging or for runs if it's colder. This all packs into this Peak Design packing cube, which has a clean, dirty side, and I pretty much keep the workout gear, if it's been used, in the dirty side. This packing cube is basically my socks and undies. I brought 5 pairs of undies, 4 pairs of merino socks. I use smart wool for my socks, and there's no relationship there. I just really like them, and I think they last a long time. On the plane, I wore my customary black jeans, this Unbound Merino crew neck, and my new favorite travel shoes. When it comes to shoes, I tend to prioritize function over anything else, but my wife Allie has been on my case for a long time, and my shoe game is trash, and that I'm only 34, I shouldn't look like a middle-aged dad yet. So instead of something super athletic looking or hiker looking, I wanted to find a white sneak that I could dress up or down, something that would work well as a walking shoe day to day, but could also work for cocktails or a kind of nice dinner. Also easy to clean because white. So I went with these, the Quartz by Lems. They've got a clean, classic leather look that works just as well with jeans and a tee as it does with a button up, and they're also wildly functional. They've got a wide toe box so your feet can actually breathe and spread naturally. Plus there's zero drop, which I love for posture and comfort. Just a quick note, don't jump straight into zero drop if you're not used to it, kind of work your way there. They're lightweight, flexible, super packable, and they're easy to wipe clean, which is obviously crucial for white sneakers. These were a big win. My second pair of shoes is a pair of running shoes. These are by Ultra, and these go into this Peak Design shoe pouch. Now, you might not be a runner, you might not want workout shoes, so this is where you could also throw in a pair of sandals, a nice pair of dress shoes, whatever you want. The only other clothing items I haven't mentioned yet are these 2 jackets. First, this lightweight zip hoodie. This is merino wool as well. It's super comfy and it feels like wearing a hug. I'll wear this thing around the house in the morning, throw it on during cooler evenings, and of course I'll have it with me for flights and travel days as well. And then this packable rain jacket by Outdoor Research. I always bring a lightweight rain jacket, and I love that this is super packable. This came in very handy in Madeira and the Douro Valley, which were both pretty rainy while we were there. It's not the heaviest duty rain jacket out there, and it's not the smallest rain jacket out there, but in the Venn diagram of quality and packable, I think it's the best. Couple other things. This baseball cap for runs or water days, it's Lululemon, very water resistant. I don't really love the way it looks, but it's pretty generic and it does the job. Finally, this belt. I wear this as well. Even though I've had TSA PreCheck for years, my old belt always set off the metal detector, so I wanted to get a belt with no metal. This little guy I got off Amazon, super stretchy, no metal, didn't have to take it off once. So when it comes to toiletries, I'm pretty basic. Here's what I brought. Toothbrush, toothpaste, some hair paste, my razor, and this great portable beard trimmer by Philips, sunscreen, and fingernail clippers. That's it. If you don't see it here and I end up needing it along the way, I'm just gonna buy it when I get there. And it all goes into this Osprey toiletry bag, which rolls up really small. I also like that it has a hook. I've carried this thing to 20 plus countries and it just works. Now, my wife Allie has perfected the art of packing everything a woman would ever need to feel beautiful in a carry-on only, TSA compliant, state-of-the-art way. So if you're dissatisfied with what I show you here and you want to see how she would do it, I'm going to link up some of those options below. And hey, if you've gotten value out of this video so far, please hit that like button so that YouTube knows to suggest it to other travelers like you. Thanks. All right, tech. There's two categories here. General travel tech that I don't leave home without, and remote work tech. We're gonna spend the majority of our time on general travel tech, but for those who care, I have a couple really cool things that I did this time around to upgrade my remote work setup. This is the computer that I use for everything. Insert your computer of choice here. This is the Roost stand. I can handle a week of craning my neck, but I knew after a month it was gonna be problematic. And so I like that this thing is lightweight and height adjustable. It gets my computer up to a good eye level. I found a travel keyboard and mouse that I really like. This is the Logi MX Anywhere 3S. It's very small and it's pretty affordable. I also bought the Logi counterpart keyboard, but it was so heavy. And in the end, I ended up going with the Apple Magic Keyboard Mini because it's lightweight and the Touch ID is pretty handy. Now, travel tech. I've broken every single one of these items down in another video, so I'm gonna link that below for the deeper dive. First up, noise canceling headphones. I bring a pair of Sony over-ears for long flights, super comfortable, long battery life, and a pair of AirPods Pro for everything else. I always carry a small power bank. This one is the Nightcore NB10000 Gen 3. Insanely light, and I can still get a couple of phone charges out of it. I also carry an older Anker Mag Go that snaps onto my phone and doubles as a stand. At night, I use the Anker 3-in-1 Mag Go charger, which folds up super small, charges my phone, watch, and AirPods with one cord. For international travel, I bring this Epica Pulse 45 watt universal adapter. It's got 5 charging ports, works in 200 plus destinations, and even has an overload fuse plus a spare. I bring a few charging cables in varying lengths. Extra long for the hotel bed, where the outlet is inevitably too far away, ultra short for the power bank, and a few standard length ones, including these magnetic self-coiling ones by Magtame that just help keep the tech pouch tidy. One thing I tend to fly with is this audio Bluetooth transmitter. Lets me use my Bluetooth headphones with the plain screen, which is very nice if you want to use the seatback entertainment. A couple of other underrated things. This is a little stand for my phone by Peak Design. Works when I need to watch the baby monitor. Also hooks over the back of the airplane tray table if there isn't seatback entertainment. All of this lives in a tech pouch. This is the Slim Pouch by Air. Okay, and now the catch-all category of miscellaneous. A pen for customs forms, which just goes in the tech pouch. This packable day pack, which is great for taking work gear to the coffee shop, packing a picnic, getting groceries, etc. This is a light packer's secret weapon, and I'm actually thinking of making a video showcasing several of the best packable day packs on the market. So if you'd be interested in seeing something like that, comment the word Inception below. This is copies of all of our important documents in a Ziploc bag. I got prescription meds here. Take the meds that are right for you, please. Sunglasses, and this, a Walla water bottle. So in terms of packing this out, shoe pouch, clothing cubes, jacket, packable day pack, and toiletry pouch all go in that main packing area. The tech pouch and the headphones go in this front pocket. Prescriptions and sunglasses go in that quick access pocket. My work stuff goes in the back tech area, and fully packed out, this is right around that 10 kilogram sweet spot. If you aren't traveling with a laptop and you don't have all this remote work stuff, you would definitely be under 10 kilograms. Now, this is what I do, but if you're a lady watching and you're like, hey bro, this ain't gonna work for me. Well, my wife Allie made a similar video for her trip to Scotland earlier this year, which you can check out right here. And if that's not you, but you want to go deeper because you're preparing for a trip of your own, check out this video here. Thanks so much for watching. Happy travels.